Apparently, last episode, I saw that the Firefox had a little caution triangle in the top bar here, where that globe is in the top left. That was a caution triangle, and I clicked on it, and it's something to do with like it was picking up weird signals or something. So I was kind of hacked, but I think it was only through Firefox, and just because this website's connection isn't secure. Uh, So it was just like eavesdropping and sending weird signals, which was those sounds that you heard. So let's just move on and hope it happens again because that was actually kind of funny. Rising of the Shield Hero, Volume 5, Chapter 98. Evaluation Meeting. Stop it! But it's Suki-sama! That girl is only judging me, but the truth is different. I would prefer this opportunity to settle in a peaceful manner. Is that so? I understand. Omar realizes he's at a disadvantage and relaxes. Raftalia also loosens her grip on his arm. Don't bother lying. Now, when will you inform your companions about your need to satisfy your sense of justice? This severe remark was fired at Itsuki. I pray that it doesn't come to that. At any rate, you will get a point to where you will be forced to rely on me. What's that? I have concluded that is the howling of a loser. In the first place, why would Raftalia have to rely on Itsuki before me? I can't imagine that situation. Is he similar to Moriyasu in one way or another? Could it be his sense of justice isn't strong, he just wants to be praised? Could what's strong actually be his sense of self-satisfaction? Am I thinking too much? I expect that it's probably not that awful. I want to believe it, otherwise it would be hopeless. Well then, I will be looking forward to tonight's meeting. There are a bunch of things that I need to ask as well. Right, this way I can also inquire some things from Naofumi-san. And with that, Itsuki and his companions went back to their rooms at the hotel. However, originally it was Moriyasu, then earlier it was Ren, though it appears as if Moriyasu was the most decent one. Good grief, why are all the heroes except for Naofumi-sama like that? She's at her wit's end. It's not that I don't understand her feelings, because regardless of merits, that guy is called a hero. I know of a guy in-game that would call this so-called hero a hypocrite. This hero is like a thief, after all. Not to mention that selfish sense of justice, concealment principle, and focus on self-satisfaction. Though, this one-time evaluation meeting might not be any good. But Raftalia, Fido as well, listen to me together. What is it? What? Raftalia, I think your ideals are just a little too far-fetched. Eh? Raftalia answers with a surprised expression. I guess I may be the cause, but at the end of the day, they are still human beings before they are heroes. What you know about the heroes in legends, they are most likely only their grandest activities. In reality, they could have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or even 6 kinds of defects. That many? Don't mind that. Legends are meant to be dramatized. Look, for example, that saying of a great man have great fondness for sensual pleasures. If this world's heroes were truly like that, would it have ended the way it did? Well, I just learnt this proverb, but I understood it since there are similar words in my world. So there is no need to mind every single detail. Those guys have their own way of fighting. Just take a good look. Okay. If you take a good look at how Moriyasu fights, you will know that instead of having his companions get hurt, he would personally go out and fight. Is that the attitude of a hero? It is. If you take a good look at how Ren fights, he doesn't make his comrades do the impossible. If they fight a taught opponent, he will lend his power as a hero. Was I a little harsh? Well, that guy has a lack of strategy, but I feel that's just from habit. It would be possible to judge if I experienced it. Well, if you take a good look at how Itsuki fights, he would absolutely never let his companions get hurt. It would be impossible to fight if he didn't have the confidence in himself. Heroes are meant to be relied on. Well, all of his followers are out of control, even if I think it's a little painful. However, we haven't started looking at where they were bad, but we don't even understand our own bad areas. I'm also the same. Perhaps I was following my ideals too much. From the very beginning, there are no perfect humans. The reason why heroes are powerful is due to their weapons. For example, even if they are strong, it doesn't necessarily mean they're also strong mentally, right? Right. I'm the same. Before I came to this world, I was very carefree. Then I had to deal with a world of swords and magic. To know that its reality is a little unpleasant and instead embrace it as a dream, giving normal guys special powers and lifting them up with praises of hero, hero. If you observe and think about it, the 4 heroes summoned, for better or for worse, are all humans. There is no perfect human. I don't know the criteria used for the selection, but thinking about it, there are certainly some heroic dispositions. Take Moriyasu, for example. He is a feminist who is incredibly fond of women. If you think about it, when he heard about Raftalia being a slave, he took the righteous action to release her, though from my standpoint, he's just an annoying guy. Ren wanted to go save the village that was in trouble. Even Itsuki, though he's a little inconsiderate, I think that his attitude on not allowing bad things to happen is to some extent hero-like. While that may be true, I naturally still have no reason to get along with those guys. Even after considering all that, their problematic behavior stands out too much. However, if it's not as if I'm depending on those guys, I just want Raftalia's consciousness of a party to improve. After being with me up until now, do you know where I am lacking? Now, Fumi-sama is... There are times when you smile while looking at the misfortunes of others. Ugh, I was self-conscious of that, but Raftalia still had to say it. In fact, when I heard about the misfortunes of merchants in village, I was happy at thinking about all the business and profits I would make. Most recently, I was laughing at Bitch while she burned from doing bad things. I don't intend to fix it, though. Also, you're not a polite person. You don't lie, but there are times when you argue out of a promise. Wow, her words really cut. Even if you don't say it, I am still somewhat self-conscious of it. I think it would be fine to not keep some of those promises, though it's not like I'm going to change that. Is that where I'm bad? Your words are bad. You are naturally insensitive sometimes, and also naturally dense. You are not thoughtful, and you don't understand what's on people's minds. That's an overstatement. I question what she just said. Who is naturally insensitive? I'm aware that I'm not thoughtful, though. Wow, when put like that, perhaps I'm not even recognized as a hero by Raftalia after all. There's no such thing. I'm glad that you think so. Still, just like I have bad traits, those guys are also the same. Just look at the big picture this time. Though, it looks like she still doesn't understand. If you understand the weakness of those guys, then it would be easy to set up countermeasures in the future. Raftalia, if you don't mind me saying if you don't mind me saying that your ideals are too high and willful, when things get unpleasant, it's fine to run away. Just understand that. Okay. Raftalia casts her eyes downward and stays quiet. I feel that what I said is a little exaggerated, but you can improve yourself by observing others. Something that could be applicable, that's a fun word, isn't it? Applicable to the bad parts of those heroes, but there are many things that might happen in the future. It is important to be cautious for anything in the future. Hey, what about Fido? You're noisy. So mean! Our little party comes to a conclusion, but when people gather, problems are sure to occur. Though those three are having a problem now, doesn't necessarily mean that it won't happen to us. In order to avoid that, it is necessary to properly observe all the party members. You must pay attention to yourself and your companions, view things objectively. Princess play, solo play, and establishing recognition. Looking at the companions of those guys, I feel that I must prevent my companions from these problems. As for a hierarchy, give me a break. A new companion, if I get a new slave or demon, it would be unpleasant if Raftalia and Fido bullied them. I want to believe they aren't that kind of children, but it may take place necessarily. That said, if a new guy joins, it will be impossible to promote him immediately. This isn't just limited to Raftalia and Fido, it also applies to me. Hypothetical, if the problem occurs from me, it would be likely that in the future there would be no improvements. The hero of the shield is me, the companions of the other three have directly received my influence. As expected, Raftalia and Fido aren't enough. It is necessary to increase my companions. If the number of companions increase, leading becomes more difficult. Considering the problems caused by the other three and the possibility of it happening, it is necessary to improve my party from now on. You guys must not think that just because you are a companion of a hero that you are right. Avoid causing trouble. During the meeting, try not to give up halfway. With that said, it is troublesome to associate with that guy. There is probably going to be some false accusations on Raftalia at the meeting. Honestly, I just want them to give me a break. I understand. I apologize. Raftalia seems to have understood my position and reflected. Well, it's not bad to chase your ideals, but it's not good to dwell on useless things. Okay. Okay! Both of them mutter and nod their heads as I watch. In any case, it would be good if it was someone like Raftalia or Fido. Before being strong or weak, it would be someone who will always avoid causing problems. This week, I was painfully able to realize how easy it was to associate with Raftalia and Fido. So, with that said, I have high hopes for the both of you. My best regards for the future. Okay! When finishing this reflecting meeting, Raftalia was depressed. There's still some other things I haven't heard. By the way, Fido, you were together with Itsuki the whole time? Uh-huh. Did he do something different from me? Fido plays with Rahoge while thinking about it. What could it be? You see, he said bonuses and percentages about the demons. percentage bonus? Was he hiding something after all? Bonus, something like equipment bonus? As for absorbing the demons, let's try to use multiple materials. There's also that ogre that I got from Rishia. I could probably discover something from it. Right, Rishia. The only other character in this whole goddamn novel with a name. Right? Right? She is like... Come on. She's got to join the party. She's got to be somehow important to give her name and art. Alright, whatever. Looks like we're good this time around, though. No random... no random fucking sounds or whatever.